Few inventions of the 20th century more succinctly symbolise the modern context than the humble shopping trolley. From shaping consumer habits to reflecting sociological change, the well-known cart has become an enduring symbol of modern capitalism. Post-World War I America saw a change in pattern in the way people shopped. Previously, grocery items were stored behind counters, where only skilled salespeople could fetch, measure and serve the customers. As modern manufacturing resulted in more variety of products at cheaper prices, shop owners found this model increasingly slow and costly, requiring a large and expert staff. In the 1920s, self-service options began to appear in large American stores. Display and packaging were designed to communicate directly to the customer, and free movement of the customers to circulate around the shelves of products was encouraged. By 1930, the birth of the first supermarkets had begun, and their popularity quickly took hold. Son of a Latvian immigrant, Sylvan Goldman recognised the need for a self-service retail model, becoming one of its earliest experimenters. Despite the difficulties of a worldwide economic depression, by the mid-1930s he had become the owner of 10 supermarkets in Oklahoma City. "The wonderful thing about food is that everyone uses it," he is quoted as saying, "and they only use it once." With his entrepreneurial success came a new problem, however. While new forms of transportation, such as trains and automobiles, had allowed the food supply chain to perform faster than ever before, purchasing volume was still limited by how much the customer could physically carry. Compounding this problem, by the 1930s, refrigeration had changed the way people shopped. Customers could now buy larger amounts weekly without fear of food spoilage. According to his biography, Goldman's solution came one evening in 1936. Noticing 2 folding chairs in his office, he found the solution to the problem of carrying shopping. If the seat of a folding chair was raised several inches and another similar seat added below, a basket could be placed on each of them. Wheels attached to each leg would make the chair mobile, and the back of the chair could be adapted as a handle to push the cart. After weeks of prototypes, a shopping trolley featuring 2 wire mesh baskets was deemed ready for the public. Advertisements were run promising the new sensational way to shop. Beautiful hostesses were employed to offer Goldman's folding cart to the anticipated crowds. But the shoppers said no. By this time, the superfood stores, or supermarkets, were recognised as a housewife's paradise. Widely held views saw women as the new primary consumer, particularly for buying household groceries. Gender difference was becoming a serious retail consideration. Goldman realised that women who spent much of their day pushing babies around in carriages were not attracted by the thought of having another wheeled responsibility to manage. Furthermore, men were humiliated by the thought of needing a basket to push, protesting that they were capable of carrying any expected load. It's now that Goldman the inventor had to rely on Goldman the salesman. A new advertising campaign was particularly targeted towards women and heralded the trolleys as a huge success. In his main store, he employed actors of all ages and demographics to use the carts, spending hours pretending to shop. This time the product took on quickly, and he went on to manufacture and supply them across all of the US. There was one area, however, for which the design was not ideal. An employee was often required to set up and dismantle the folding carts, which stacked vertically. In 1945, a 50-year-old draftsman, Orla E. Watson, had the idea of a horizontally stored frame. His new design differed from Goldman's in 2 significant ways. 1, the frames fitted into one another, owing to a swinging gate at the rear of the baskets. And 2, the baskets were permanently attached. No longer could the baskets be removed. Watson's design was simpler for storage and use. The telescopic design of Watson's cart was quickly copied, most specifically by Goldman. A story of patent wars and entrepreneurial brinksmanship eventually led to a collaboration between the two inventors. Goldman's large industrial abilities enabled the Watson's telescopic cart to gain mass distribution, the enduring chrome design seen throughout the world today. Though the shopping trolley has been a retail success for many decades, its design, like its cultural significance, continued to evolve. The 1950s saw the inclusion of the child seat, reflecting the changing market of post-World War II baby boom. Today, cup holders and digital device holders are offered features for a time-poor generation. The future offers further evolution for new markets, such as a driverless cart for the disabled and a workout model to combat growing obesity levels. The cart's symbolic power continues to adapt to varying world cultures. In Morocco, the shopping trolley is a vehicle for escapism. Groups of lower-income customers visit affluent areas. Pushing the trolley allows them to spend time visiting a lifestyle they can't afford, often leaving with a single chocolate bar or similar. Conversely, in the US, pushing a trolley full of your possessions in public is a symbol of homelessness, and images of discarded trolleys regularly feature in art designed to question consumerism and inequality. But perhaps the strongest argument for the shopping cart as ubiquitous symbol for modern culture has come from its embrace by the internet. Everyone is familiar with the early web graphic, the shopping cart icon, a single recognizable image which globally communicates how a new online interface should work. The shopping trolley was a technical innovation forged by pragmatism and commerce, an almost perfect realization of the modernist theory of form following function. It continues to shape culture and reflect trends in commerce. Essentially unchanged since it was perfected 70 years ago, the shopping trolley is deeply rooted in the development of the 20th century consumer environment and the social and political context around it.